The lifeline of the Coromandel community, easily and repeatedly cut.
I was driving and I could see up to the left that there were rocks falling down by the cars that were driving past.
Kate Langdon Arms was in the lead car. 2 weeks ago, she and partner Dan needed to get their 3-year-old son to a Waikato hospital appointment. Every other road was closed, so they took the Thames Coast Road. She almost tried her luck.
It was kind of like one of those situations, do you stop or do you go faster? And I decided, especially with the babies in the car, that I wasn't going to risk it. I would wait for the rocks to stop.
A close call, one of many this year.
We can't believe how much the roading has been affecting the community here. Like getting in and out, it's almost come to the point where you need to pack a tent and a gas cooker.
Road closures may be a way of life for the Coromandel, but this summer it's been worse.
So now we're sitting in middle of February and we've had over 2 metres of rain, and it would normally be probably into July or August before we got anything like that.
Since November, 6 major storms, 2 of them cyclones, have devastated the network. State Highway 25A is now a canyon. Local roads closed, cleared and closed again. How can you afford to keep repairing all of this?
We can't.
Have you run out of money already?
We've got an emergency roading rehabilitation fund that our council and our ratepayers fund every year. That was cleaned out in November.
Len Salt and Transport Minister Michael Wood this week surveyed the latest damage caused by Cyclone Gabrielle. With them, Waka Kotahi engineers.
To recover to what it was before is going to be a long haul. There's going to be a lot of work, probably for years to come as we get to that point.
But even when you recover, are we going far enough or do you have to go further?
I think it would be ideal to go a lot further.
That means weatherproofing the existing roads, but the government realises that might not be enough. Is there any way a local community like Coromandel can be future-proofed, or are we just going to have to redesign it?
Well, if we just rebuild back what we had and just keep doing the things that we've been doing, then no, we will not have the infrastructure that we need to face the impacts of climate change in the years to come.
Because you just can't keep pouring money into the same thing.
That's right.
We actually just have to get real about some of the roads and the fact that we're going to have to move some of those roads to places where they can be more resilient.
The Coromandel is the second most visited place in New Zealand after Queenstown. Pre-COVID, 1 in 5 jobs on the Coromandel Peninsula was in tourism. Add to that food and accommodation services, and you can see how reliant they are on the tourist dollar here. And that's why they're so reliant on keeping the roads open. In the one place we could get to, Thames, we met local business owners Morag, Jackie and Robin, and Monty the dog.
We're lacking customers, and for any of us to survive, they're what we need. You wake up in the morning and you think, is there much point in me going in today? Is anyone going to come?
The perception of a totally closed peninsula means few people are coming through.
We might need a little bit more input from the government to help build this place again, because it is a gorgeous place to be. You know, everybody knows the Coromandel Peninsula. That little bit more, though, is not that little.
At the moment, it's probably premature to be talking about those numbers, but it's in the hundreds of millions.
That is just to make existing roads resilient to future weather events. Then there's the cost of protecting communities. A study last year looked at building seawalls to cope with a 1.4 metre sea level rise in the next 100 years. To protect more than 5,000 houses and commercial buildings, the bill could be $1.1 billion in 2021 dollars. There is no way the Coromandel can afford any of this.
We've got 32,000 ratepayers. It's a very low ratepayer base to cover 400 kilometres of coastline, plus all the roading that's in between.
So who pays so communities like the Coromandel can survive and thrive? Those answers aren't clear, but after such a saturated summer, there's a sense of urgency.
We thought we had longer. We thought we had another year or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. There's this reality now, this awakening that actually the problem is now.